Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be in Manipur on Saturday for his first visit since ethnic violence broke out in the state in May 2023. Now, the visit had been speculated for several days, but there had been no official announcement until now. The choice of Churachandpur is significant because the worst hit district after the violence, which claimed at least 260 lives and left thousands displaced, has been Churachandpur, and Prime Minister will be visiting and meeting the victims there. PM Modi will also be the first Prime Minister after Rajiv Gandhi in 1988 to visit Churachandpur in nearly 4 decades. Then, from Churachandpur, the Prime Minister will travel to the state's capital Imphal around 2:30 p.m. where he will inaugurate projects worth rupees 1,200 crores and also address a public function. Take a look at our reports.
After arriving around 11:30 a.m. in Churachandpur, the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji would meet the IDPs, the internally displaced people of Churachandpur region. He would be meeting the children, the women folk, the elders there, would talk to them and would have a dialogue with them. Thereafter, after meeting the IDPs, the Honorable Prime Minister will visit the Peace Ground in Churachandpur, and at the Peace Ground there would be foundation laying ceremony of various projects catering to projects across the state.
Historical day for Mizoram. Mizoram gets connected with the railway network. Tomorrow, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji will Honorable PM will inaugurate the railway line and also flag off 3 trains. One is a daily express to Guwahati, second is a tri-weekly express to Kolkata, and third is a weekly Rajdhani express. Congratulations to all our friends in Mizoram.
मणिपुर में बहुत समय से इशू है, बट मेन मुद्दा तो देश में वोट चोरी का है। हरियाणा का महाराष्ट्र का चुनाव चोरी किया गया, कर्नाटक में हमने दिखाया। तो मेन मुद्दा तो देश में वोट चोरी का है। सब जगह लोग यही कह रहे हैं, वोट चोर।
Several projects are to be inaugurated by the Prime Minister or the foundation stone, welfare projects. Now, because of the conflict, Manipur's development and Manipur's progress has also suffered in the last 2 years. The government says that these projects, which are being organized, including specific projects that are aimed at the welfare of the tribal community. How do you look at that?
Right. I have not seen the details of the project, but I have heard that a huge amount of fund has been allocated for the Kukizo people, especially the tribal here in Manipur. So it's a positive sign, because one of the discontentment of the tribal people is development. So there has to be, along with our political solutions, side by side, development has to go also. So I'm sure this will also give the people confidence to the government of India.
And the government of India, and specifically the Prime Minister, is focused on what he calls a Viksit Bharat, which is a developed India. Okay. And no space or no part of the country can be left out of that program. Okay. If India has to develop, every part of India has to develop, including far-off places like Manipur, far-off states like Manipur in the northeast, including tribal communities in the northeast. And there's a specific focus on that. Welfare of tribals is something that the government is saying is a key part of its solution. How do you look at that?
Right, it's a positive sign, and like I said, it's a welcoming gesture from the government part, and this will bring a lot of trust in the government of India, which the people have lost. So I am very positive, and I welcome this kind of project for our land. And like I said, along with the development of the welfare of the tribal people will comes, a lasting solution for the region.
Joining me now is the chairman of the Zomi Council. Sir, very quickly, how do you see the Prime Minister's visit to the state, especially he's coming right here in Churachandpur?
The intended visit by the Prime Minister to this town, Lamka, Churachandpur district, takes place after more than 40 years. And we are very much happy to receive the Prime Minister of the country in our town. And we are going to welcome him with our heartiest greetings.
And sir, also several projects intended for the welfare of the tribal community is something that the Prime Minister's visit is likely to outline. How do you see that?
I have not seen through the details of the project except that 7,200 crores for the development of the district will be inaugurated. So it's going to be a big deal because in this area, a development scheme that is carried out with that much amount of money is going to give a lot of benefit to the people here. So that is most welcome and we are happy about this.
Any specific welcome message or any specific request to the Prime Minister?
Unusually, Manipur was reeling under ethnic violence between Imphal Valley people and the hills. So the Prime Minister, when he comes around here, we would expect and we would like to request him that he should address the issue of this political division and difficulties faced by internally displaced persons, IDPs. So lots of resettlement, lots of rehabilitational works are required to be done. That has not been taken off properly. And then political delineation of Imphal Valley and the tribal has to be accorded by the central government. So that is our request also.
Shifting our focus to Karnataka, where a horrific road accident occurred in Hassan district. A lorry rammed into a Ganesh procession on NH 3733 road. And the visuals, if I can ask my director to pull the exact visual of the moment of that accident took place. The mishap was during the Ganesh procession in Karnataka when a lorry reportedly lost control and rammed into the crowd that was celebrating there. Now, according to prelim reports, the truck was coming from the opposite direction on the other side of the road. It is said that a bike suddenly came in between, forcing the driver to steer left and lose control, after which several people have been reportedly injured in this incident, and we can see in the visuals that several were shifted to a hospital nearby. My colleague Deepak Bopanna is also joining me for more details. Take a look.
Absolutely, devastating and horrifying accident here coming to the fore from Hassan. A moment of celebration turning into tragedy. Those the pictures that we've just got from Hassan really tells the tale. People dancing and celebrating. This truck that lost control, which was coming in the opposite direction on the other side of the road, loses control and rammed straight into the crowd that was in the procession. And right now the death toll, the confirmed number is 6, but I'm hearing that few people who were rushed to the hospital have also lost their lives. The death toll could right now be at about 8 is what I'm told, and could only go up. The number of people who are seriously injured are at least about 10. There are about 20 to 25 people who've sustained injuries totally. The injured have been shifted to the nearby district hospital. If they need additional treatment, they're going to be shifted to Bengaluru, is what I'm learning. The police right now are investigating the case as to what exactly transpired as far as what led to the accident, but quite horrifying to say the least.
And shifting our focus to other stories now, it's not just corporates and offices goers who are losing time stuck in Bengaluru's infamous traffic jams. School children are also caught in the civic mess. A study conducted by a private school in Bengaluru reveals that students spend close to 180 minutes per day in transit, time that could otherwise contribute to their overall growth and development. A few students have even taken to social media, creating reels highlighting the difficulties they face on their school bus journey. The post went viral, drawing widespread attention. My colleague Deepak Bopanna also today took a reality check on the roads in Bengaluru. Take a look at this report.
Well, viewers, for most of us adults, traveling to and from school was a memorable journey. We had a good time spending quality time with our friends in the school bus. But of late, especially in Bengaluru, the journey to school and back home has become quite a treacherous one. The main reason for this is that students land up spending over an hour easily, more often than not, inside the school buses. While of course, yes, it is a time to probably hang out with friends, but it is tiring, and more importantly, the condition of the roads are absolutely abysmal in Bengaluru. Now we are inside the school bus of Inventure Academy. A bunch of students are with us today. We're here to talk about the amount of time it's taking for students, especially around Whitefield and Sarjapur area, to commute to school and from school. Now there was a study that was done by Inventure Academy to determine how much time students really take, and it's some shocking details that have emerged. 180 minutes is how much it's actually taking for students on an average, or rather 180 minutes is how much time they're spending on an average inside a school bus. That's valuable time. And to talk about this, I have Nurain Fazal. She's the CEO and founder of Inventure. Nurain, tell me, what prompted you firstly to carry out such a survey, and tell us what exactly did you find?
Okay. Firstly, I'm a Bangalore citizen. I was born here, I was raised here. And it's been really dismal seeing the decline of Bangalore. So as a Bangalorean, I want better for my city. I want better for our students and teachers. And what really triggered this was the monsoons. Every year we hit the monsoons, and the amount of time we invest coming to school and going back just goes up exponentially. And this is quite simply because our roads are not built for the kind of volume of traffic that we're seeing. This road alone has over 30 schools, private unaided schools. The parents are people who have chosen to come to Bangalore either from other parts of India or from overseas because they want to contribute towards India's growth. And they want India to be a superpower. Their children already lost 2 years of schooling thanks to the pandemic. And now, instead of being in school, on the sports field, or just hanging out with their family, friends, or pursuing their passion for the arts or for science, for innovation, for making, they're actually spending an average of 180 minutes a day on the school bus.
Well said there, Nurain. But, Nurain is not somebody who travels by school bus on a daily basis. Neither do we. And we decided to, of course, hop onto this bus so that we could highlight, one, the problems that the students face, and the other, of course, for us to take this journey so that we understand the plight that they go through on a daily basis. Now, I've spoken to Nurain, but let me speak to the people or the kids rather, who travel on this bus, commute on a regular basis. Tell us, how hard is it? How long does it take? Where do you stay?
I stay near Yamlur, Marathali, which is like comparatively still closer than other people who I know traveling. But still, on a good day, I think it would take me 1 hour, 1.5 hours. On a good day, that's what.
Do you feel the same?
Yeah, I live around 17 kilometers away from school, and it takes me about 1.5 hours to 2 hours to reach home to commute one way. And I feel very tired when I get home. It takes me at least half an hour to reset, and I could use that time so much better to maybe study something or play sports, which would be way more effective for me.
Absolutely. And a few days ago, some of the students on this very bus decided that, they'll highlight their plight and put it up on social media, and it did go quite viral. And I have a couple of students who, of course, made a small reel. Can I sit down here? Is it fine? And tell us, what prompted you? You went on social media and you guys put up a video talking about how bad the road conditions are and how long it takes. What were the kind of reactions that came in from your friends? Did they agree with what you said, for family members?
Yeah, I think we were voicing everyone's thoughts. Our parents group chat was like, wow, thank you for making this video, because we were speaking for not only our apartment, but honestly the whole Bangalore, all students in Bangalore.
As you say, look at, and you can see how bad the condition is. We requested our driver, of course, to drive a little slower because we are recording this, but of course for him to keep up with the other buses. You can see a lot of school buses are around us as we speak, and it's so bad, the condition of the road, and this is something that the students have to deal with on a daily basis. Poor condition of the roads. On the other hand, the long way to get home, the long way to get to school, it's a perennial problem now that they've been dealing with. But as far as our elected representatives are concerned, while they politicize each and every issue, to fix these problems, that is something that they need to work on as early as they can. With video journalist Govind, this is Deepak Bopana for NDTV.
And shifting to more news coming in, a firing incident occurred outside Bollywood actress Disha Patani's father Jagdish Patani's house in Bareilly. Following his complaint, police formed 5 teams to investigate. A viral social media post by a user named Virendra Charan claimed that gangster duo Goldie Brar and Rohit Godara were behind the attack, allegedly in retaliation for an insult to spiritual guru. The post warned against disrespecting Sanatan Dharma and saints, calling the attack just a trailer and threatening further action against the film industry. The authenticity, however, of the post is being ascertained by the authorities and the police department. My colleague Ranveer is joining me for more details. Take a look.
Firing incidents occurred on yesterday night at around 3:30 a.m. But it was reported by Patni family today evening. Anurag Arya, the SSP of Bareilly, he said that he got a complaint from Jagdish Patni, father of Disha and Khushbu Patni, and reportedly 3 to 4 round firing occurred yesterday night when around 2 bikers came outside the residence of Patni family and they fired 3 to 4 rounds. And today evening, a man named Virendra Charan, he claimed that this firing, Goldie Brar gang and Rohit Godara gang claims responsibility for this incident because Khushbu Patni, sister of Disha Patni, made a remark against Anuruddhacharya and Premanandji Maharaj. Though last month, Disha Patni released a video and she claimed that that her comments on social media was only specifically for Anuruddhacharya, who had given objectionable remark against ladies on live-in relationship. But the gangsters claim that the remark was on Premanandji Maharaj and they are not accepting this remark. They said that this remark is against the Sanatan Dharma and that's why this message is just a trailer. The firing incident is just a trailer and this is a message for everyone who is making such derogatory remarks. So now police have constituted 5 teams who is investigating the case. They are identifying the bikers, the assailants, and now they are trying to arrest them as soon as possible.
Moving on, the Defence Ministry has received a proposal from the Indian Air Force for the purchase of 114 Rafale jets. This would take the total amount of Rafales in India's arsenal to 176, with 36 Rafales belonging to the Indian Air Force while 26 belong to the Navy. The deal's value is estimated at over 2 lakh crore rupees and would be the biggest defence deal ever signed by India. The proposal has come following the Rafale's success in Operation Sindoor, with the French-made jets playing a crucial role in India's strikes on Pakistan. My colleague Vishnu Shom is also joining me for more details. Over to you, Vishnu.
Well, if it does come through, then it'll be the biggest defence deal that India has ever seen. 2 lakh crore rupees worth of Rafale fighters, 114 more could be inducted eventually into the Indian Air Force. The proposal looking at various fighter aircraft, including the Rafale jet, has now moved, at least on paper, from the Indian Air Force, which was evaluating several jets, to the Defence Ministry, which now needs to start the process of actually looking at the financials. It'll be several years before these are eventually acquired, and there is a sense that they would, at least a large percentage of each fighter would be built in India. In other words, it would be Atmanirbhar in a particular sense. This is a huge relief for the Indian Air Force if this eventually happens. They've been wanting 114 more fighter aircraft because their fighter strength is depleting. The MiG-21s are being decommissioned at the end of this month, and frankly, they need something much, much more advanced. Remember, the Indian Air Force at this stage operates 2 squadrons of Rafale jets. These would add substantially to the strength of the Indian Air Force. The Indian Navy has also ordered 26. So it does appear that the Rafale will be, certainly along with the Sukhoi 30, be the mainstay of the Indian Air Force going forward.
And slipping into a very short break, but don't go anywhere, more news updates lined up on the other side. And after a big breakthrough in Gen Z and Nepal army talks, Nepal has finally got its interim Prime Minister. Sushila Karki, the former Chief Justice, has now taken charge as interim Prime Minister of the violence-hit state after, on September 9, the Prime Minister of Nepal fled the country after resigning. Remember, several protesters came out on the streets against corruption and social media ban, after which now the Gen Zs have put forward a name, which is Sushila Karki, and she has taken oath as the interim Prime Minister. Take a look at what her vision is about Nepal when my colleague Sikta Deo spoke to her earlier.
Shouldn't have happened, and
because these children actually what they were demanding, they were on a silent movement. They were in a peaceful movement, because I can prove it that no student have any kinds of arms, lathi, nothing in their hands.
so what's the way forward? My last question, what is the way forward? Because things are going out
The
of
thing is, this government should be collapsed.
They should step down. But who leads the country then?
The youth, new generation, youth, and
But do they have leaders? Do they have people who can lead them?
youth means not these are also. They are also below the 40s, below the 45s, and below the 50.
A younger politician should lead.
Yeah. They should lead, and they can do. These all are out of date. They have no any vision, no education. However, they have education, maybe certificate, but they does not seem they educated.
You are equally disillusioned like these Gen Z and the young protesters?
Yeah.
You are equally disillusioned by the government?
Yeah, I support this movement, because not yesterday, from today I am supporting this movement, because they killed our children. Innocent children they have killed. This is enough against the people. They exploited economically, they exploited for everything, and now they are taking the life of the people, life of the child. What the father and mother parent they do hard labor to raise up the child. They kill their ambition and their hope.
And now Trump's ally, who was shot dead in US college campus, the killer has finally been caught. My colleague Vishal Vivek joins me with more details. Over to you, Vishal.
It was a 33-hour manhunt that resulted in the capture of Tyler Robinson, as you rightly mentioned. He was the prime accused in this case. For the longest time, the identity was not known, but the authorities were indicating that they had some kind of identity that they were not willing to release. Some US media had reported that the authorities had the name of the accused, but they have zeroed in on him and arrested him. So what happened was that he confided in his father that he had committed the crime, and his father phoned in a friend who worked at a local church, as far as the reports are concerned, and that clergyman contacted the authorities, Utah authorities, and that's how the arrest was made. There was no wide manhunt, police chase or something, but it was indeed a big manhunt. It resulted in, police force and the FBI and a lot of other local forces in the USA. They all combined forces together, and they resulted in capturing this person, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. He was not a student of the Utah University where he targeted Charlie Kirk, but he was a Utah resident nonetheless. Rest of the details are yet to be released as to what were his political motives behind it, because many people are suggesting that he could be, politically motivated. One of the bullet casings that were recovered that had, inscriptions of, anti-fascism ideology inscripted on them. So that sort of indicates this could be a political killing. So that will be investigated. So that's what we have so far. This wide manhunt spanning thousands of kilometers, spanning thousands of officers of many, intelligence forces, has resulted in the capture. It was pretty swift, 33 hours to capture this one person who seemed to have gone absconding, seemed to have lost himself in the crowd, now has been captured. And that's sort of a relief to, wider people in general in the US and also Trump administration as well.
And on that note, we are slipping into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We are back with more news lined up on the other side.